FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
You know, there's a difference between what we say in public and what we say in private, okay? I mean, we all know that. I mean, I've been as candid as I could possibly be. But if you talk to me privately, I could be much more candid to all of you. But one thing that has amazed me as I travel around the world, when I travel in Europe, when I have these private conversations, there is in the West today an incredibly deep and powerful fear of the Islamic world. It's amazing, you know. It's real. You can feel it, you know. It's right in the bones. And clearly, this is a problem that has to be addressed. You know, the questioner mentioned the homegrown terrorists in UK. I saw a movie called The Journalists and the Jihadists. It's about the very sad, tragic killing of Daniel Pearl in Pakistan. And I thought that the killer was someone who had been brought up in Pakistan. The killer actually had been someone who went to English public schools. And the movie describes how he became radicalized. He became radicalized because he watched Bosnian Muslims being killed and the West initially doing nothing about it. And unfortunately, you have to understand why these 1.2 billion Muslims are angry. And it's very simple. They are angry because they believe that the rest of the world thinks of human rights for everybody except Muslims. And when other lives are killed, everybody gets upset. But when Muslim lives are lost, the world pays no attention to them. You know, whether it's, they'll refer to Palestine, they'll refer to Iraq, they'll refer to Afghanistan. Let me just tell you one story, a simple story, to illustrate how the Islamic world sees the West, okay? I was in Xi'an, China, which is, you know, the heartland of China, in August 2002, 6 months before the American invasion of Iraq. And we were shown around the oldest mosque in China.
A beautiful one too.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful mosque, the oldest mosque in China. And the imam was not from a minority tribe. The imam was a Han Chinese imam. He showed us around the mosque. And as we left, this was a group of UN ambassadors and UN officials. Sheila was there. And he said to us, "You're going back to America?" I said, "Yeah, we're going back to America." He says, "Please take a message to President Bush for me." I said, "Okay, what's your message?" He said, "Please tell President Bush," and this is 6 months before the Iraq war, "please do not go to war in Iraq. Enough Muslims are being killed in this world. We don't want to see more Muslims killed in the world." And guess what? The estimates range from 600,000 to 1 million innocent Iraqi civilians being killed in the war. So this was this plea from this Han Chinese imam. Please do not kill any more Muslims. And the plea was not heard. So if you want to prevent homegrown terrorism, right? Nothing is homegrown anymore. We live in a small, interdependent world. And if you have a world where the 1.2 billion Chinese and the 1.2 billion Indians are marching towards modernity and creating a more stable world, we should welcome it. I think we can also persuade the 1.2 billion Muslims to also join this march to modernity. And if we succeed in doing that, then we will no longer have the kind of homegrown terrorism that you've seen before.